we always try to do what's best for the patient and the pharmacy at the same time. So if I know a supplement that would be great for their synergy of their blood pressure or their diabetes or their blood sugar or whatever it might be, we're adding that to what we're already doing, and we're giving them a better service, giving them synergy to their meds, nutrient depletion, whatever you want to call it, because we're adding that revenue stream, but it's not for profit first. It's always been, for me, you've known me for years, it's purpose over profit. And so if we look at it from the financial space, we have to diversify off script. Like, there's no question, nobody, I don't know of anybody, but you might be able to tell me, like, they're just doing fine on script alone, right? There's no way.
Right.
And it's not giving, we have such a nice, wide open, what we can do with our license isn't just script, right? We can counsel on nutrition. We can counsel on lifestyle. We can counsel on supplements. We can sit them in an office space now and go beyond MTM. Medication therapy management is just the optimization piece. But all those other things we can bring into the fold. And that's been a challenge, right? Everyone wants to pay for something with the card, but if we're expressing a 5 to 10x value on what we're giving our people, they shouldn't have a problem paying for it at that point.
So that's a great point. And, that's one of the things that you can look in your own medicine cabinet and you can make that true, no matter what market you're in. One of the easy things to hide behind is that wouldn't work in our market, because it is hard. But, at the end of the day, I can go buy a toothbrush for 99 cents, and I have a Sonicare toothbrush that's, $100+ toothbrush or whatever. But when my kid went to his orthodontist after getting that Sonicare, his orthodontist was like, "Whoa, man, best improvement on brushing goes to this kid." And, there's a notable difference. And so, I wouldn't consider myself somebody who's going to make those frivolous expenses and spend, $100 and something on something you could buy for 99 cents. But when you change your way of thinking and see that this is an investment in, that healthcare spend, and it's going to yield some really positive outcomes, all of a sudden, that's the best $100 and something you could spend.
It's when you bring it to long-term value, right? So there's two things that you came up with is when I've spoken, nationally on the subject of wellness and professional grade supplements or cash-based model, that's the first question a pharmacist comes back is like, my patients won't pay for that. Well, have you asked them, right? It's when I ask that question now, it's like, whose self-limiting belief is it? It's usually the pharmacist, because we've been conditioned that the card pays for this. And we know that we don't want that. But the first step is, can you provide value to that patient that supersedes the cost? Because money is just an exchange of energy, right? It's just a currency is an exchange for, this shirt I'm wearing or this desk that I bought. If this desk gives me more value than what I'm paying for it, but let's make our patients decide that first. Sure. Rather than us deciding it, because that's the story in our head. We all have them, right? I still have that problem. Oh my God, I'm $150 an hour to come sit with me. I always still have that little thing inside me that says, so I've worked at it over the years. So that's the first thing we got to answer. Whose problem really is it? And can we solve it and give them the value that they're supposed to? And when it comes to wellness, Will, this is the best analogy that I think anybody can ask their patient is, if you owned $1 million horse, what would you feed it? You'd feed it pretty well, wouldn't you?
Sure.
You'd have the best shoes on it. It would have a trainer. It would be groomed. Well, why aren't we treating our own bodies like $1 million body? It's the only one we have. So I put wellness and education up on the highest priority for myself, not meaningless things in this world. If we can treat our bodies like $1 million horse, what does it matter if it's even a couple $100 a month? They're getting it somewhere else if they value it. Trust me. Like whether it's Orange Theory, Whole Foods, if you eat organic, right? There's a cost difference, but you valued that. So we just have to be value proposition better for our patients and get them off the script just like we want them to, And so I always love that analogy is just treat yourself like $1 million horse and see what happens.
Thanks for listening to this clip from Beyond the Scripts, presented by the Catalyst Pharmacy Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please support our channel by liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post new content. To stay up to date with all of the latest independent pharmacy news and content, follow PioneerRx on your preferred social media platform.